Hey there, long time no see. Where have I been? Well, I've kind of took a little bit of a break. Sometimes you kind of have to do that because sometimes you just can't get everything done the way you typically do in a day. Not enough hours in the day. But I would say that that's a lie, right? Because God gave us the hours that we have. So obviously it's all that we need. We just have to know how to manage it. But the main thing is that I just kind of needed a little bit of a break. But I'm back. And I've got a question for you. What kind of expectations do you have? Do you have great expectations or are your expectations low? You know, a lot of times in life we have disappointments. A lot of times in life things happen and they can really break your faith, they can break your spirit, and they can cause you to have low expectations. But the thing I want to encourage you in this video is this: you can never expect God to be a disappointment. Because He lives, there is reason to expect and to expect much. You can't ever say that you can expect failure from God. You can't ever say that you can expect God to be late. You can't ever say that God will let you down. Now, He may do something that you didn't expect. He may do something that you thought was late. But hindsight, as they say, is always 2020. Think about it. God cannot fail. And time He sits outside of. He is omniscient. He is omnipotent. He knows everything. He created everything. He can't fail. He can't lie. So what expectation can you have of Him that's bad unless you are not wanting to do what He wants you to do? What we have a tendency to do is literally, which when you think about it, it's kind of amazing. And I can imagine God even saying, you know, what do they expect of me? Do they expect me to go against my word just to satisfy what they want to do? You see, we expect God to do what we want Him to do. We have a tendency to do that. It's like with spoiled brats. It's like we're used to getting our own way. We're used to getting our way. Sometimes we may even be used to God saying yes, but sometimes He says no. When He says no, then we're like, well, wait a minute. You're supposed to, I expect you to do what I want you to do because your word says if we ask anything, then we should have it. But what we fail to do is we leave out God's will. It's according to His will. We expect God to be like a human being. We expect Him to bend rules. We expect Him to just kind of cower in and to bend and just bow down to what we want Him to do and be for us. No, God doesn't do that. If you are expecting that, then actually your expectations are low because you are lowering God to human standards. His ways are higher than ours, His thoughts are higher than ours. They cannot be at the same length, they're the same level, nor can they be beneath Him. They cannot, we're beneath Him. Not in a bad sense, you understand. But our ways are not like His. Our thoughts are not like His. So to expect Him to just give in just because we want something for Him to do and He said no, we're actually expecting Him to be lower than what He is. We're expecting Him to not be God. We're expecting Him to be what we want Him to be, to do what we want Him to do. I am encouraging you to expect great things from God, to expect Him to be God. And to be God, that means He's going to do what's best for you. He's not going to do what you want because what you want is not best for you. If He says no, then that is best for you. It's always for our good that He is looking out for. And I want to also encourage you to think like this when it comes to expectations. Again, don't expect Him to be like a human being. What am I saying? Don't expect Him to fail you like another human being may do. Because human beings, we're flawed. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to do things that we don't even intend to. And there are some things we're going to do intentionally, willfully, to hurt people sometimes because we get in our feelings. Now, I hope that we wouldn't, but sometimes we do. Sometimes we just kind of forget that we're a child of God and we do things sometimes. And there are times that we're not going to just always add up. We're not going to measure up. We're not always going to come through. But the thing about it, you cannot expect God to not ever come through. He will come through for you. But what we have to do is expect that He's going to come through for us in a way that is best for us because He knows best. He knows all. And He expects us to expect Him to do nothing less than the best. Expect Him to do great things for you, my friend. Expect Him to not be like a human being. Don't put Him on the same level in a sense where, like I said, where you're wanting Him to do something for you and He doesn't come through and you put Him on a human level. No, He wants what's best and He wants great things for you. Therefore, expect great things from God. Raise your expectations in God. Lower your expectations from human beings. I know you might be saying, well, that doesn't sound right. All I'm saying is, don't put more trust in a human being above God. Never put more trust in a human being more than you do God. It causes us to, it really is a trick of the enemy. Our hope, our expectations, whatever you call it, it's the same thing. When we put more expectations in human beings than we do God, we find ourselves oftentimes thinking that God will be the same way. And He is not. He's not a man that He would lie. So I just want to encourage you to raise your expectations in God. Lower your expectations of human. Don't have expectations of human beings. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying lower them. Don't make your expectations of God on the same level as human beings. And don't raise your expectations of human beings above what you should expect from God. Look to Him. That's where your help comes from. So, what are your expectations? That is the question. Raise them or lower them? Where should they be raised? Where should they be lowered? Only you know that answer. Until the next video, you take care. Bye.